It's great to be here, obviously, after a long road trip to Hawaii. I think we were in the air longer than we were on the ground. We were there 18 hours, and I think we spent about 14, 15 on an airplane. So for the kids to find a way to rebound and win that football game, come back the way we did, I mean, it's obviously this year's we've seen a lot of games like that. It's definitely exciting. It's keeping people on the edge of their seats. I know that, as well as coaches and players, but I think we got a really special group that they never give up. They continue to battle, fight, strain, try to finish the game, and I think it's a really special group of young men. Obviously this week, our last home game of the season, 18 seniors, who really, as you look at it over the last 4 and 5 years that they've been here, has really changed the program 360 degrees. They've done an incredible job. They've really built a foundation that hopefully we can continue to build on. Now bowl eligible. Hopefully we'll find that out pretty quick for the, 4th year in a row, which is really special. And I think it's hopefully playing Boise State. We can get a great crowd out there. You obviously get your money's worth. I see where they're slashing the prices to the tickets. I mean, if you come, don't go home. It'd probably be the last 30 seconds again or overtime. We seem to be doing a great job with that. But I think we really need to send the seniors out with a lot of fanfare for what they've done for this program. And again, just for us being 6-4 and playing a national caliber team like Boise State, with the game we had there a year ago up there, and we know they'll be coming back looking for revenge, and they have to win to maintain on top of their side of the division there in the Mountain West. So it should be an exciting football game, and I know our kids are excited about playing in that game. It's another 7:30 game. We've laughed. We think we lead the country in being the last game of the night every week. We got back Sunday at 9 in the morning, and obviously a lot of people get to sleep. We don't. Kids had to come in, still lift, work out, watch film. And that's tough on them. But they're a resilient group, and we've done it several weeks in a row now. San Jose, I think we got back at 4 in the morning. Next week's at 7:30, so again, coming back from Vegas, that'll be 3 in the morning type of thing. So, but we kind of like these night games, these night slots. Hopefully a lot of people get to see us around the country, which helps recruiting. Obviously, when you win, it helps it that much more. But exciting week for Boise State and exciting week for our seniors. We got some great seniors here, and it's going to be an exciting time for them. That time, open it up. Any questions?
Coach, last week, the first half of the game, it seemed like it was tough for you guys to get the running game going. Like, what sort of adjustments did you make at the half that helped it kind of come along in the second half?
I think we just changed a couple things. We tried to narrow down what we were trying to do and go with more of a come right at them, downhill runs instead of maybe trying to get outside as much, even though we still made a couple big plays outside. I think it's, again, just a matter of kids just doing things better. Hawaii did a great job on defense. I mean, they turned up the heat. They were bringing double safety blitzes. They were selling out, and for a while it took us a while to get that where we felt comfortable trying to do what we're trying to do, make a few blocking adjustments and do some things. And then in the second half, I just felt that really up front they started being more dominant, and the backs were running hard, and it just gave us an opportunity to do some more things.
How much did the O-line have to do with it? I mean, Coach Long also said that they played much better in the second half, but what was the issue in the first half with them?
For some reason we seem to start slow at times. I don't know why it is. If he did, obviously we'd figure that out. We wouldn't do that. I'd like to blame it. Before we took off, they said we had an issue with the fuel pump, and when you're flying from San Diego to L.A., or San Diego to Honolulu, you got a problem with the fuel pump. I'm not real good in geography, but I don't think there's a lot of places to stop on the way over to Honolulu, so maybe we were still shell-shocked from worrying about that. I don't know. But, no, once we got going, it was, it was fun to watch. And really, I think over the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've really ran the ball very well. Obviously, that always helps your passing game and the play-action pass and trying to keep people from teeing off on you. And we got to continue to do that. And on Saturday, it's going to be a big test because Boise's always – their typical Boise defense. They're very physical. They play hard, and we'll have our hands full with them.
Coach, talk about this team's resiliency coming back 0-3 to start the season and now to be bowl eligible.
Yep. Well, it could have gone one or two ways. Obviously, you're 0-3, and then we're down quite a few points at New Mexico State in that fourth game and find a way to come back. And You know, I don't think the kids ever stop believing. They continue to work hard. We got a great group of kids. They just continued, I think the big thing, to believe in themselves more so than anything else, that we could find a way to win football games. It's really been incredible. I mean, you've had 3 overtime games. I think, 8 out of the 10 games have all been decided in the fourth quarter. A lot have gone our way. Some have not gone our way at the ends. But the kids have. It's really a tribute to them. I think, you know, through the off season with Coach Hall, the things he does in the weight room and pushes them to the limit. We really think that carries over on the football field in the fall, that they've been tested. And if you put them in those kind of situations, competition situations in the offseason, hopefully when you get to the season that carries over. But again, they still have to go out and do it. And you know, it hadn't been one guy. You know, it's been everybody. You know, sometimes it's been the offense, sometimes it's been the kicking game, sometimes it's been the defense. Everybody's contributed to find ways to win and help each other win at the end of those games. And it's really just the kids not giving up, because the easy thing to do is to give up when you're down like that.
Now that you want to send the seniors out right, if you guys go to a bowl game this year, that'd be 4 straight for that class. Can you describe the significance of that?
Well, that's huge. I think on the West Coast, us and Stanford are the only 2 in California anyway that's done that. So that's, you know, big in the recruiting. You know, I think the thing that goes unnoticed is it gives you those extra practices. That's really like an extra spring practice where we can practice all the guys that have been redshirting and guys that haven't had a chance to play much in the game, even if they haven't redshirted. It's really like an extra spring ball. And then when you go out recruiting, everybody knows about it. Obviously, you got all the logos and slogans on your shirts that you're wearing out recruiting. You get a chance for, over the holidays, everybody watching TV to see you on national TV, and that gives you some you know, selling power when you go into people's homes and people's schools. That, you know, we've been able to turn this program around, and you know, started with Coach Hoke, obviously, and then Coach Long, I think, has taken it even, you know, another step. And the great thing is we still can get even better, and that's why in the recruiting we have to go out and get some players that can help us continue to build. But these guys that came in and started it, when they came in here, you know, they came here and there wasn't a lot here as far as success, and they really turned that around. That's a tribute to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there something special about this class that they got it started that helped sustain it?
No doubt, no doubt. Because the big thing with them was when they came in is that, you know, football was almost something that was just an afterthought. And they've helped, you know, establish the football program to where people know about it around the country. When you go out recruiting or you're at the NCAA convention, and in our cases as coaches, you know, your peers recognize the job that's been done out here, and that's the reason, and that's only because of the success that the players have had making that.
Now that you're bowl eligible, does it help out this week knowing that's one less thing to think about, or do the players think about that?
Well, I mean, it obviously helps because your back's not necessarily to the wall, but yet we talked, you know, Coach Long mentioned, you know, we wanted to win the month of November, and it was crucial for us to do that, to go to a bowl. We've won 2, but we still got 2 very big football games left, and technically we're not out of the race to win our division yet. I mean, we still have a chance. You know, Fresno has to slip up, obviously, but that carrot's still there too. But most importantly, you want to finish the season with a lot of momentum. And we know on Saturday, because of the situation Boise's in, we're going to get their best shot. And whenever you're playing Boise, no matter what the reason, I remember 2 years ago they came in here and jumped on us fast, and we played pretty even after that, but we were down 21 points in the first quarter, and it kind of stayed like that the rest of the game. And then last year, with the way the game started, with us running back to kick off and upsetting them at that time up there, you know, we expect an unbelievable game on Saturday, and we're not relaxing to the fact that, okay, now we've won 6. I mean, we want to continue to play hard and find a way to win the football game on Saturday night.
Coach, it seems like this team has some late game magic every game. Like, has there come a point where there's a certain kind of confidence going into the fourth quarter or into that overtime period? Like, what does that give the team, especially facing a Boise State this week where it could be a close game as well?
Yeah. Well, I think you always say, or at least as coaches, sometimes you talk about, you know, faith. What's faith? Faith is belief without evidence. But in our case, we should have great faith in what we do, because now we've done it several times. So no matter how dire the situation may look, or we may be down, at least we've been in those situations and have found ways to win the games that I think the kids can have kind of a calming effect on them, that yes, we've been here, yes, we've come back and found a way to win those games, and there's no reason that we can't do it again. until you get to that point where you've actually done it, I think there's still naturally some doubt on everybody's mind. But hopefully we've put that to rest, for this season, that we can come back. Next year's a whole new year. Coach Long talks to him all the time about it. Let's don't put ourselves in those situations. And you always think that game is a time where, hey, maybe we can jump out on somebody and play from ahead. I don't know what it's like to play from ahead yet, or we don't as a team. It's always seemed like we're behind and catching up. So, but I think that belief now that they should have in themselves, and the quiet confidence that, no matter what the situation, we can find a way to come back and win a game.
You talk about the senior class that's going out. These are kids who came in and the program was still not doing very well. You guys probably have to sell them the idea of winning championships and things like that. Like, what does that speak to the character of these kids who came in knowing that this program was trying to build something and had no evidence of this? There's just faith, no evidence of that yet.
Yep, I think it shows great resiliency by them. It probably shows they're willing to gamble a little bit. Most of them probably had other offers from other places, but they believed in the direction of what this program was trying to do, and I think they bought into what was being sold and how that if they did these things, they could build a program. And now it filters. The great thing about now is, because these guys have been in the program 4 or 5 years, but it filters down to each new group that comes in that this is how we work, this is what's expected of you on and off the field, this is how we're going to do things, this is what Coach Long expects. And I always say when you get the policing from your seniors and not always having to come from coaches, that's when your program is showing signs of stability and being stronger. When the team is policed from within, instead of the coach always having to be the bad guy, that the team gets guys to do things the way they're supposed to, that's when your team's going to continue to develop. And I think now over a 4-year time, we've had less and less issues with those kind of things, that the whole team buys in everything that we're trying to do to make this football team the best that it could be. And that starts with your older guys, obviously.
Coach, I know you don't have practices tonight, so you don't really know how your players are doing physically. But coming off that Hawaii game, facing the defense going up against Joey, Steph, a big running back, and your offense, your running backs, I know that you haven't been in practice, but based off what you've seen of them around, the facilities, how are they looking? How are they feeling?
I think you don't feel as hurt when you win. I think if you lose, you tend to bruise up a little more or limp a little more, or say you got an owie a little more. When you win, it kind of rejuvenates you. I think at this time of year, after 10 games, everybody's sore, everybody's beat up, but you just got to persevere. You got to push on. There's no excuses. Everybody's beat up. Your other teams played 10 games too, so they're in the same boat that you are. So big thing is you just got to keep pressing on. And I think a game like this week is probably helps even more, because you got a team like Boise State. You got the seniors' last home game. We obviously got a lot of things riding on it. We still have a shot to win our side of the division. We're still, pushing for bowl opportunities, whatever those may be. So that just gives you that much more to play for. And I think our team will have a great practice and a great week, and we'll be ready to go Saturday night.
Seems like you guys have had Chad Young in football a lot more this year than ever before. Is that because maybe he developed skills in the offseason or anything like that, or just that the new offense kind of opens up more opportunities for him to run with the ball?
Yeah, he was asking me how come he didn't get a chance to carry the ball a lot more sooner. But Chad's a special young man. I don't think there's anybody tougher than he is. I know when he came here, I wasn't here when he first came here, they said he really couldn't catch a cold if he tried. And he spent hours catching off the jugs machine, hundreds of balls a day, until he could catch the ball better. He spent the hours in the weight room getting big and strong, and he's been a real leader, I think, of our football team. He's a tough guy that plays a tough position that doesn't really get credit for much. You got to really watch the film to understand what he does for us in running game and passing game, and to see him get those calls. I think it's his combination. Usually, I think most people probably don't think he's going to get a chance to carry the ball. So when he does, it surprises the defense. And he made the most, of his opportunities when he does. I think he has the highest per carry average on the team. Obviously, he hadn't carried as much as the other guys, but his average per rush is off the charts.
Is that more because the new
I think a little bit of both. I think we've given him the opportunity to carry the ball a little more in this system. He's always done as much as he possibly could in the offseason. I think it's more he's just had the opportunities within the season, within the offense.
Coach, you've done a great job handling the media here today. You're going to have to put assistant head coach, director of media, communications. Do you think Brock's going to keep sending you out here?
Knowing Coach, he would probably like to send me out here every week. Coach is pretty tight-lipped, but he's. I think a lot of times people overlook him. I mean, he's a great man to work for. I think our football team really just rallies around him. He's a no-nonsense, tough, hard-nosed coach. I think that's what's made our football team tougher. I think it's what's made them resilient. They believe in his plan. They take on his persona. He's a tough guy, and I think our football team are tough guys, and they really like playing for him. I know as a coach working for him, he's a great guy to work for.
Any other questions for Coach Horton?
Coach, you've been around a lot of football. Like, the way you guys beat Boise State last year, do you almost expect that they're going to come in wanting to avenge that?
No doubt. No doubt. They don't lose at home, whether they lost 2, and we're one of the 2, I think, or 3 at home over the last 10 years. They're playing for the championship of their side of the division, so we know they're Chris Peterson. I mean, obviously he's got the best record, I think, in college football as a head coach. I remember him way back when I first started at the University of Nevada in 1985. He was at UC Davis. We were at some high school luncheon, and I was trying to remember where it was, like Redding, California or something. We were both just started coaching, and the job he's done coaching is incredible. I mean, that's an incredible record, and what a program he's built there. So we know Boise State is a tremendous opponent. We'll have to be at our best. Usually after ball's kicked off, we always say all that emotion goes out of it. Now you still got to go out and play football. But it'll be a 4-quarter game, and I think it's really important that we can get a tremendous crowd and atmosphere out there. I know Boise travels well. And we need our students, we need our fans, we need support for all the seniors for the home game and for the last game of 2013 at home to have a wild crowd, and just, it should be a great atmosphere Saturday night.